A new book set to be released later this year documents the history of UK basketball, but from a different perspective.
WDRB's John Lewis spoke with the author who undertook a landmark effort. John.
That's right. Landmark, the key word there. Everyone knows Rupp Arena and how it is the home of Kentucky Wildcats since 1976, but there's a much longer history of the Wildcats' home courts.
I wrote the book because it was one that I myself wanted to read, and it was not out there. If you look at, just about everything on UK history has been written. A lot of people love, the different venues.
House of Champions author Kevin Cook dove into the UK archives to put together a history of those venues, including one of the Wildcats' first home gyms, Alumni Gym, opened in 1924, and it still stands today.
So the good and bad is, it's still there and is, preserved on the outside. They really stripped the inside, from ground up to make it a fitness center for the students. So it's beautiful on the inside. I guess on the downside is all that history is kind of gone.
Cook also chronicles the construction of Memorial Coliseum, a history of great games there, but also a problematic history of displacing what was a large black community called Adamstown.
UK, when they wanted the bigger, what became Memorial Coliseum, kind of set their sights on that neighborhood and worked with the mostly white landlords, to buy up that over time. And then, the residents then had to, they had some time. They weren't, immediately, put out and looking for other places to live, but they did have to, go elsewhere.
Cook reveals the grassroots effort of a group of local leaders, which led to the eventual construction of Rupp Arena. Cook says he talked with many of the people who remembered and played in those venues, including some of the final interviews of former Wildcats who passed away recently.
Coach Joby Hall, obviously Ed Beck, who was a center on the 1958 championship team. He's one that I spoke to and is now no longer with us. And then Mike Pratt, right. Very sadly, very recently. All those gentlemen that I spoke to were very gracious.
You can hear my entire conversation with Cook. It's right now on the WDRB Sports Pod, wherever you get your podcasts. John Lewis, WDRB Sports.